Well, what does Vishy Anand do when people ask him to retire? Does he respond to all these things by words? Well, no. He does that with his moves. And in the Isle of Man International, he showed some amazing bit of chess and he finished second in such a strong tournament where we had Carlsen, Nakamura, Caruana, Kramnik. He finished second behind Magnus Carlsen, a terrific performance. And what I would like to do right now is show you his final round win against Hou Yifan. And the win is simply tremendous because it shows you how Anand can beat such a strong player like Yifan, who is 2670 rated, in a very simple manner with the white pieces. So Anand was white, he played e4, and Yifan played solidly with e5, knight f3, knight f6, the Petroff defense. When I saw this on the board and I was following this game, I said to myself, oh my god, Vishy is going to have a tough time breaking the Petroff. Okay, knight e5, knight d6, knight f3, and Yifan took this. This is all well known theory. I won't stop much over here. The interesting part of the game comes later. But what is very interesting about this exact position that we have on the board is that everything is symmetrical. If you look at it, there is a knight on f3, knight on f6, d7, d2, bg4, bg5, rook e. So everything except for the fact white has a bishop on d3 and black has a bishop on e7, and I think this is what gives white a small advantage. So Anand played queen to c2 and Yifan responded with h6, bishop f4, knight h5, attacking the bishop. Of course you don't want to play bishop g3 when after he takes it, it won't be such a great thing for you. I mean, you lost your bishop pair. So Anand played bishop e5 and I like this move, although I think black should have taken the bishop here, and this would have given the Chinese player good chances, because here of course you shouldn't move your bishop back. Let's say bishop e6 would be a mistake because of very nice move, bishop h7, king f8 and knight g6. Same thing, if you go to h8 also you would fall to knight g6. And but knight f6 is a nice move, because if you take the bishop, I take back with the knight, and this looks around equal. Anyway, after bishop e5, instead of taking it, Yifan played bg5, and I think this was the crucial mistake of the game, because after h3 take, white has the bishop pair and already is attacking the bishop on g5. She played bishop f4. This is logical chess and a very nice intermediate check, and bishop came back to f5. Okay, let's go ahead one more move, and here now this position looks around even. Yeah, I mean, look at the pawn structure, 4 pawns here, black has 4 pawns here, 3-3, and really it seems very symmetrical. But Anand plays this beautifully, and this shows his class. He takes the knight on d7, queen d7, and puts his own beautiful knight on e5. Now what is happening is the knight on e5 is very active, much more than the knight on f4. And the golden rule is, in pawn structures which are symmetrical, the side which has more activity is the one who is pushing. So okay, I saw this position and I said Anand might take on d7 over here, and then after queen d7 he will play knight e5, and of course if the queen moves away from this diagonal, then the white queen will jump into f5. So for example, if you go queen c7, queen f5 is absolutely beautiful move, and it finishes the game. But I saw that white can even though there is a pin down the e file, she can still play queen e6, and that's where I thought, okay, the advantage doesn't look so big. But Anand found rook to e3, excellent move, bringing the other rook into the game. Once the rooks are doubled, you have threats like knight g6 check coming up. So very nice play, yeah? King g8, and now rook a1. Simple threat is to move the knight to d3 and win a piece. Okay, so every move is a threat. Queen c8, and this is where I would ask you to pause this, not the DVD, I know it's not a DVD, this video, pause it and try to think what is White's best move. Anand played a fantastic move. Yeah, it's not so difficult for him, but he was able to find it. Okay, so I was looking at this game and I thought to myself, the rooks are perfectly placed on e3 and e1, knight is excellent, everything looks great, only thing is the queen. I need the queen here, somewhere here, and so my move was queen d1. I was thinking on this move, I thought queen will go to f3, put a lot of pressure, but it's a bad move because of f6. Once black gets to kick the knight out of e5, it won't be as much painful for him as it was before. So the right move in this position, and of course it's the moment which you have to grasp, and Anand does this beautifully. Whenever he has a tactic, he spots it immediately. He took on f7. Excellent move because it works tactically perfectly. So the thing is, first of all, you have to take the rook. If you take on f7, I take rook e8. So you take, and now rook takes e3. Taking with the pawn is also pretty good, I think, because after king f7, you can just be a pawn up, but black will do this intermediate check and then take, and it looks like it's complicated, but white has this strong move, queen h7, threatening rook f1, and the position is better for white for sure, but not completely winning after queen g8. So we won't go into the details because what Anand played was excellent. Rook takes e3, and after king f7, just rook f4, rook f3, great move. The knight cannot be saved. g5 is met with queen h7, taking the pawns on h6 and g5. This is going to be just losing, and well, king g8 was played, and he recovered the piece with an extra pawn. And now comes the conversion part. Very nicely done, yeah. After you take, black wants activity with queen e6 and rook e8 coming down. So what do? You exchange the pieces. You are up a pawn, you simply exchange it, and after rook e8, he took, and rook e2 is a threat. So of course king f1. And the last part of the game is done nicely. Rook f3, so that you can play rook e3 and king e2 coming out. Rook g6, a4, and the king comes on the queen side first. Rook is perfectly placed on f5 because it cuts off this king, it can't come into the game. And now Anand defends b2, that's his only weakness on the queen side, and starts pushing his king side pawn. He makes it look so easy. G4, a4, rook e5, king f7, f5. Now the pawns push, and rook e6. This is a very nice move, attacking this pawn. Yifan defended it with rook c8. If she went rook a6, I found a nice variation which goes, you bring your king to a3 and then you play c4. So he takes d5 and you just win the game. So instead of rook a6, rook c8 was played, and after rook e5, rook a8, h4, you can see white is just playing so simply. I mean, there's absolutely no hurry. He's just strengthening his position slowly and steadily. And after this move, f6, simply resign, because let's say you go here, you are just 2 pawns down, and the rest is simple for Anand. Well, world #1 player in women's and one of the really strong players of our generation, Hou Yifan, was just beaten by Anand very, very simply. This just shows how strong Vishy is, and there's absolutely no question of him retiring from chess. Yes, he's playing beautiful chess, and I hope that he continues doing that in the months to come. Great play, Vishy. Well done.